In many parts of the world, traditional markets have gradually disappeared, replaced by supermarkets that are clean, modern, and convenient. But here in Vietnam, the story is a little different. A morning in Saigon. Almost every morning, I carry my daughter to the rooftop of our apartment building to watch Saigon wake up. My name is Trung. To me, this city is more than where I work. It's where I live, raise my family, and see change every day. From up here, Saigon's modern side is clear. Busy roads stretch in every direction, and high-rise buildings fill the skyline. Looking at a view like this, you might think life here is fully modern, and that everyone shops in supermarkets. They're clean, convenient, organized, and stocked with almost everything you need. But here's what surprises many visitors. For many people in Saigon, the day doesn't begin at a supermarket. It begins at a traditional market. Today, I'd like to take you with me to visit both a traditional market and a modern supermarket, and see why traditional markets still hold such a special place in daily life here. It's 5:30 a.m. By this time, the market is already starting to work. The roads around it are becoming busy with people carrying goods in and out, scooters loaded with produce, and vendors getting ready for another day of selling. Nearby, elderly people are sitting down with their morning coffee, enjoying the early hours before the city fully wakes up. In Vietnam, work doesn't always stop at a certain age. There is no strict line that says someone is too old to keep earning a living. Some people who are nearly 70 years old still go out to sell goods every day just to make ends meet. And for children from families with fewer opportunities, helping their parents is sometimes part of daily life as they try to support the household and continue their education. If there's one image that can instantly make Vietnamese people feel homesick, no matter where they are in the world, it's the sight of a traditional morning market. Fresh fish laid over crushed ice, bundles of vegetables still covered in morning dew, vendors calling out to customers, mixed with the sounds of scooters arriving with fresh deliveries and old-fashioned scales clicking into place. Together, they create a rhythm that's deeply familiar to generations of Vietnamese people. What's fascinating is that even as modern supermarkets continue to spread across Vietnam, from small towns to major cities, traditional markets remain an important part of everyday life. That raises an interesting question. Why do so many Vietnamese people still choose to shop at traditional markets in an age of supermarkets, online shopping, and food delivery apps? Is it simply a habit that's hard to break? Or does the answer lie deeper in the country's history, culture, and the way communities have lived together for centuries? There's a saying that if you want to understand a country, you should visit its markets. And in Vietnam, that's especially true. A traditional market isn't just a place to buy food. It's a living piece of Vietnamese culture, where daily life unfolds right in front of your eyes. As early as the 17th century, foreign travelers wrote about local markets in almost every Vietnamese village. Markets weren't only places for trading goods. They were where people exchanged news, met friends, strengthened relationships, and sometimes even found their future husband or wife. In many ways, they were the social networks of their time. Supermarkets, on the other hand, were introduced much later, following a different idea: efficiency, standardized products, fixed prices, and modern supply chains. But that system doesn't always match the way many Vietnamese people prefer to shop. One of the most popular street foods at traditional markets is bun caught, with shrimp and squid. These crispy rice flour pancakes are topped with shrimp and squid, then served with herbs and sweet fish sauce. After visiting the traditional market, I decided to take my daughter to the supermarket near our apartment. It's only a few minutes away by car, and it's where our family usually shops on weekends for everything we'll need in the coming week. The supermarket isn't very large, but it's incredibly convenient. There's plenty of parking outside, and once you're inside, it's clean, cool, and thoughtfully organized. The air conditioning works well, so it's always comfortable, especially when I'm shopping with a young child. Every section is clearly marked, which means I can usually find what I need without spending much time searching. As soon as we enter the first floor, everything is neatly divided into different areas: household goods, personal care products, clothing, cosmetics, and other everyday essentials. All the products are grouped together, making them easy to browse and compare. I really appreciate this because I don't have to ask anyone for help. I can simply walk down the aisles, compare brands, and choose whatever works best for my family. Every item has a clearly displayed price, so there's no bargaining or guessing involved. For me, that's especially convenient when shopping with my daughter. And of course, my daughter's favorite place is the children's section. Every time we come here, she's excited to look at the colorful toys, tiny clothes, and children's books. As for me, it's the perfect place to buy diapers, milk, baby wipes, toiletries, and other essentials for both my daughter and myself. Everything is in one area, so it only takes a few minutes to pick up everything we need. We also use this floor to stock up on household supplies. On some weekends, I'll buy dish soap, toilet paper, shampoo, toothbrushes, and food storage containers, so we have enough for the week ahead. That way, I don't have to make several small shopping trips throughout the month. Once we've finished shopping, I usually head to the self-checkout. All I have to do is scan the items, review the receipt, and pay with my card or phone. It's quick, convenient, and saves a lot of time. Traditional markets are always busier and more lively than supermarkets. People come early to buy fresh food at affordable prices. A bunch of fresh vegetables cost about 30 cents. After finishing our shopping on the first floor, my daughter and I head upstairs to the second floor. This is the food section, and it's easily my favorite part of the supermarket. My first stop is usually the coffee aisle. Every morning before work, I make myself a cup of coffee to help me start the day feeling awake and ready. That's why I always check to see if there are any special promotions before picking up a few boxes to take home. A little farther down is the international food and beverage section. I'm not much of a beer or wine drinker, but I enjoy browsing products from Japan, South Korea, Europe, and the United States. Just looking at the packaging, reading where a product was made, or checking the ingredients on the label gives me a small glimpse into another country's culture and eating habits. For me, it's a fascinating way to explore the world without ever leaving a supermarket in Saigon. Sometimes, I'll even stop for a few minutes just to see how familiar products from overseas are displayed and sold here in Vietnam. Right next to that is the prepared food section. There are fried chicken, boxed meals, sandwiches, sausages, and many other hot dishes kept warm behind glass displays. All you have to do is pick what you want and take it to the checkout counter. Whenever I bring my daughter with me, this area is especially convenient. If we get hungry, we can sit down for a quick snack. My favorite section, though, is still the frozen food aisle. Shrimp, fish, beef, pork, and many kinds of seafood are cleaned, carefully packaged, and clearly labeled with their origin. Some items are already prepared. Just thaw them, and they're ready to cook. The vegetables are also neatly packaged, with information about their origin and price clearly displayed on the label. I usually take my time checking expiration dates, storage instructions, and package sizes so I can plan meals for the next few days. As someone who's balancing work and raising a child, I find this incredibly convenient. Compared to traditional markets, supermarkets make shopping much easier in many ways. At the market, I usually walk from stall to stall, ask about prices, choose ingredients one by one, and sometimes wonder how well the food has been stored. In a supermarket, everything is clearly organized. There are fixed prices, dedicated sections for different products, and shopping carts that make it easy to carry everything at once. The environment is clean, cool, and much more comfortable, especially when I'm shopping with my daughter. On busy days, having ingredients ready at home saves me a tremendous amount of time while still allowing me to prepare a hot meal for my family. Once I've picked up everything we need, I head to the checkout counter. These days, I rarely use cash. I usually pay using my phone by scanning a QR code or making a bank transfer. It's fast, convenient, and means I don't have to wait for change. One thing I've noticed is that supermarket receipts often include value-added tax, so the final total can sometimes be slightly higher than the listed prices. That's different from shopping at a traditional market, where customers typically pay exactly what they agree on with the seller. For me, supermarket payments feel very clear and transparent, especially since I receive a detailed receipt showing every item I've purchased. And that's probably what I like most about supermarkets. After checking out, there's even a packing service at the counter, and the supermarket offers free delivery within a 10-kilometer radius. Ending. After buying everything we needed for dinner, I took my daughter to the small play area inside the supermarket. She laughed and played while I sat nearby, watching her. Sometimes, simple moments like these become the most meaningful part of a busy day. It's more than just a shopping trip. It's a chance for the two of us to spend time together and create small memories that will carry with us for years to come. In just one morning, we visited both a traditional market and a supermarket, two places that couldn't be more different. One offers the convenience of modern life. The other preserves traditions and values that have been passed down through generations of Vietnamese families. For my family, both hold a special place in our lives. I appreciate supermarkets because everything is organized, prices are clearly displayed, and they have everything our family needs. And of course, my daughter gets a chance to play while I shop. But I still love traditional markets. As someone who was born and raised in Hoi An, whenever I miss the flavors of home, dishes like Hoi An chicken rice or mi quang, I find myself returning to the market to look for the same herbs, spices, and ingredients I grew up with. Some flavors only feel authentic when I choose the ingredients myself, just as I remember from my childhood. Maybe that's why, to me, supermarkets and traditional markets aren't competing with each other. They complement one another. Supermarkets make life more convenient for my family. Traditional markets help me preserve the flavors, memories, and everyday rhythms of Vietnamese life. So if you ever visit Vietnam, which would you choose first? Would you stop by a supermarket or wake up early to experience a traditional morning market? Let me know in the comments. I'd also love to hear about your country. Are traditional markets still part of everyday life where you live? Thank you for joining my daughter and me on today's journey. I'll see you again in future videos.